Explosion halts Hsinta power plant test. Kaohsiung hills stripped bare in waste dumping scandal. Taipei to replace Gongguan Roundabout with four-way intersection. Macron appoints defense minister as France's latest prime minister. Protests erupt after Nepal blocks social media. Fatal stabbing of Ukrainian refugee sparks crime debate in U.S. Iconic Italian fashion designer Giorgio Armani dies at 91. Darth Vader's lightsaber sells at auction for over $3.6 million.
Hello, I'm Wade Lee. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Wednesday, September 10th, World Suicide Prevention Day, and here are your top stories. Now for today's Taiwan's news. A loud explosion was heard in Hsinta power plant on September 9th, frightening local residents. The Environmental Protection Bureau ordered the suspension of Gas Unit 2 testing pending inspection. The blast, suspected from a gas leak, caused a fire but did not affect storage tanks or produce heavy smoke. Another case of illegal deforestation has hit Taipei, Kaohsiung, where hills in Tongling were stripped bare. Residents report nearly 200 gravel trucks daily bringing suspected industrial waste. The site is heavily guarded with cameras and patrols. Aerial footage showed debris mixed with wood, plastic, and metal despite claims of a legal dumping ground. Taipei's Transportation Department will begin demolishing the Gongguan Roundabout and filling its underpass on September 13th, converting it into a four-way intersection. The 65-day project, set to finish in late November, is expected to cause traffic jams. Officials urge commuters to use the MRT or detour routes, with traffic controls and extra police deployed. And in global news, French President Macron late Tuesday appointed Defense Minister Sébastien Lecornu as France's new prime minister, the country's fourth in about a year. Lecornu, 39, is the youngest defense minister in French history and architect of a major military buildup through 2030, spurred by Russia's war in Ukraine. A former conservative who joined Macron's centrist movement in 2017, he has held posts in local governments, overseas territories, and during Macron's Yellow Vest Great Debate, where he helped manage mass anger with dialogue.
His rise reflects Macron's instinct to reward loyalty, but also the need for continuity as repeated budget showdowns have toppled his predecessors and left France in drift. Legislators toppled Lecornu's predecessor François Bayrou and his government in a confidence vote on Monday, a new crisis for Europe's second-largest economy. Bayrou gambled that lawmakers would back his view that France must slash public spending to rein in its huge debts. Instead, they seized on the vote to gang up against the 74-year-old centrist who was appointed by Macron last December. The demise of Bayrou's short-lived minority government heralds renewed uncertainty and a risk of prolonged legislative deadlock for France as it wrestles with pressing challenges, including budget difficulties and, internationally, wars in Ukraine and Gaza and the shifting priorities of U.S. President Donald Trump.
Police in Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, opened fire Monday on demonstrators protesting a government attempt to regulate social media that blocks some of the world's largest platforms, including Facebook, X, and YouTube. At least 19 people were killed. Rallies swept the streets around the parliament building, which was surrounded by tens of thousands of people angry at authorities who said the companies had failed to register and submit to government oversight. At least 145 people were wounded.
Protesters pushed through barbed wire and forced riot police to retreat inside the parliament complex. The gunfire came as the government pursued a broader attempt to regulate social media with a bill aimed at ensuring the platforms are properly managed, responsible, and accountable. The proposal has been widely criticized as a tool for censorship and for punishing government opponents who voice their protests online. About 24 social networks widely used in Nepal were repeatedly given notices to register their companies in the Himalayan nation. Those that failed to register have been blocked since last week.
The The murder of 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska on a train in North Carolina last month has sparked ongoing concerns about crime in the U.S. A video released on Friday showed Zarutska seated on a train when she stabbed several times from behind in a seemingly random attack. The suspect, 34-year-old Carlos Brown Jr., has been charged with first-degree murder. The graphic video has circulated on social media since its release, attracting attentions from influencers, commentators, and politicians.
Republicans and right-wing commentators have raised questions about the role of the judicial system in the incident, including why Brown was free despite reportedly having an extensive criminal record. He was convicted of armed robbery, felony larceny, and breaking and entering, and spent 8 years in jail for robbery with a dangerous weapon. He also suffers from mental health issues and is homeless. North Carolina Representative Brendan Jones, a Republican, wrote on X that Zarutska's death is the result of decades of Democrat DOS and sheriffs putting their woke agendas above public safety. Violent criminals commit crimes with impunity while families live in fear.
Giorgio Armani was the king of Italian fashion, a designer loved by Hollywood stars. And yet his final resting place was far from all the glitz and glamour, in his family tomb in the provincial town where he was born. His funeral on Monday was a small ceremony attended only by his closest family and friends. For those who knew him, the end of Armani's life illustrated the cipher that he was: private, true to his roots, and humble in his beginnings.
Born in Piacenza in northern Italy in 1934, Giorgio Armani lived through World War II, the Nazi occupation of Italy, and the post-war years. The Armani name, a byword for glamour and luxury for the rich and powerful, still resonates with ordinary people in this part of Italy. Local officials estimate that 16,000 people lined up over the weekend to pay their last respects. Per the designer's instructions, his coffin was laid in the Armani Theatre in Milan, the stage of his runway shows. Many of those who stood in line for hours appeared to have personal connections to Armani, having been employed by his empire, which over the years branched out from fashion into makeup and perfume, hotels, and restaurants.
According to the auction site Prop Store, the iconic red lightsaber wielded by Darth Vader in 2 Star Wars films sold for $3,654,000 on Thursday. Bidding for Vader's famed lightsaber began at 10 a.m. PT, with the prop expected to sell for anywhere between $1 million and $3 million. It was used by both David Prowse, who played Darth Vader in the original Star Wars trilogy, and stunt actor Bob Anderson. It saw extensive use during the filming and is one of the most memorable film props.
The original screen-matched, hero dueling lightsaber prop was used in both The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, making it the galactic weapon featured in perhaps the most famous scene of the Star Wars franchise, when Darth Vader tells Luke Skywalker, "I am your father." According to the listing, the lightsaber shows signs of wear, as expected from a prop that saw extensive use. The back of the shroud has a crack, and one of the grips is broken, but these marks serve as compelling evidence of the lightsaber's direct involvement in the action. The lightsaber was one of many famed movie and television props included in Prop Store's 3-day entertainment memorabilia live auction in Los Angeles.
The answer for yesterday was B, evade. He clearly evaded the question about his past. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Iconic Italian fashion designer Giorgio Armani dies at 91. Number 1, glitz, 浮花炫目. The movie premiere was full of glitz and excitement. Number 2, glamour, 魅力, 吸引力. Hollywood is known for its glamour and fame. Number 3, resonate, 引起共鸣. Her speech resonates with everyone in the audience. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. World Suicide Prevention Day began in 2003, an idea created by the International Association for Suicide Prevention and the World Health Organization. Its main goal is to raise awareness about suicide prevention. Held every year on September 10th, it serves as a reminder that through action and understanding, we can help reduce suicides worldwide. And that's all for today's FUNDAY News. Be sure to tune into FUNDAY News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Wei Li, your host. I'll see you next time.